Original post. I, 27 male, have a beautiful wife, Amara, 26 female. Anyway, on to the situation that happened a week ago. When I was 17, I had a girlfriend who cheated on me for my brother. We were together since kindergarten. Even though our relationship was fake in elementary school and middle school, we decided to make it official in high school. But after a year of making it official, my brother tells me that she and him were seeing each other behind my back. I was extremely hurt, especially since my parents knew, but they thought that the relationship was still a playful one, even though I told them the news first. After that, I decided to focus just on school and move out of my parents' house, especially since they didn't have the decency to at least be romantically involved in private. She still tried to apologize and ask if we could be friends, but I just ignored her. After I graduated, I moved to Texas at age 19 and only contacted my family on the holidays. After 2 years of being there, I met Amara at a bakery her mother owned, and we became friends first due to us having trust issues, but we made it official after a year of meeting. Their relationship was great. I loved her family and they loved me. The wedding was absolutely wonderful. Even though my parents and brother didn't come, even though I sent an invitation and called them the day before, and I realized that if my wife were ever in an argument with someone, even if she was wrong, I'd always have her back. Now, a week ago, my mother called me to ask if we could talk. She was on speaker since Amara and I were cooking. She knows about what my family has done and how they backed up my brother, so I didn't mind putting the phone on speaker, since the only conversations I have with my family is about my brother. Well, my mom goes on to tell me how my brother and ex are getting married, and he wants me to be his best man. It was silent for a bit, and Amara burst out with giggles, and I joined her afterwards. My mom hung up, and I didn't bother calling her back and enjoyed my night with my wife. The next morning, I was bombarded with angry texts from my brother and dad on how I hurt my mother's feelings and made her cry by not telling my wife to not laugh. I don't think I did anything wrong. I technically didn't do anything, but I can somewhat say that it was childish, but it was a spur-of-the-moment thing. So am I the a-hole for not backing up my mom? And now for the top of comments before reading the update. Wait, why is your mom asking you to be your brother's best man? That's super weird. Why isn't that coming from him? Very clearly not the a-hole. Laughing is about the nicest thing that you can do in a situation like this. Although there was a great post a while back about somebody who accepted being best man and then gave a speech recounting all the details of the cheating, dropped the mic and left. So that's always an option for you. She was the messenger. He asked her to ask me. Borg Teddy says, not the a-hole. It's kind of funny how they didn't show up for your wedding, but you to be there for your brothers? Did they give you an explanation on why they were a no-show? If I had to guess, then they want you there is because people are bound to ask why you weren't at your brother's wedding, and they want to save face. They said my brother felt sick and he didn't want to go, so they decided to stay with him. 200 Tab says, so your wife now giggled because she was sick and you decided to stay with her, not the a-hole. This person says, not the a-hole. The reason I would think an estranged brother who skipped your wedding would want you as his best man as he marries your childhood ex is to make sure he rubs it in your face one more time. And your parents didn't come to your wedding either, and your mother decided she could be the messenger? What the F is wrong with your birth family? Now for the update. Update 1. Hi everyone, I'm here to let everyone know what happened the week after the initial situation. After the week of the incident and many rude texts from my brother and father, I decided to contact my brother and told him how it was unfair to not come to my wedding, but then ask him to come to his. Well, some of you were spot on. My brother didn't want to come to my wedding, so my mother made up a lie instead of telling the truth. And he never asked for me to be his best man, nor was I even invited. I called my mother and asked her what the hell was going on, and she told me that she just wanted her sons to get along again. Even if I were to accept the now fake offer, the situation would have gone way worse since I wasn't invited. I've decided for the sake of my wife and I's future, I will be limiting contact with my side of the family. I've also mentioned in the comments that my wife is pregnant, so I have that to look forward to instead of a shit show. Amara and I also appreciate the kind words from some of you. Update 2. I think I posted the first update last night or yesterday, I don't remember, but hello again. The situation has now spread from just my wife and I to my wife's side of the family. A friend of my ex found the post, and I guess the news spread like wildfire, and I was now getting texts from my immediate family and my ex and my brother's friends. I've ignored it at first until some really hurtful things were said about my wife regarding her family and pregnancy, which caused my wife to have a panic attack since she couldn't calm down. I don't know if I could say what they had said since it was very harsh and racist. I have now gone from limited text to ignoring my whole family. I've decided to turn off my phone altogether. But I do appreciate every one of you, but I'm going to take this time to spend it with my wife and her family, and we are now focusing on the pregnancy and getting things ready for 9 months of fun and weird cravings. Update 3. Hello, exactly 21 days ago I've made a decision that has been the best decision of my life. I'm just giving a small update. 1. My family is no longer in my life. 2. My wife read the post and comments and she loves all of you, but was upset that I said that she giggled. She wanted me to clear it up and let you know it was a full cackle. 3. Our little baby is growing and healthy, hoping for a girl. But that's all. Once again, thank you all. We love you. Story 2. Update. I will leave my adoptive family overnight. All I'll leave them there will be a letter. Original post. I, male 18, was adopted by my family when I was 5. I don't even know my biological parents. The family already had 3 children, 3 girls. Apparently after the first girl they tried for a boy, but it always ended up being a girl, so after 3 girls they adopted me to finally have a son. In the first few years of my life they treated us all well. My sisters, however, were never able to accept me. They saw me as an outsider who doesn't belong in the family. Actually, it was the oldest one, called Alicia, who poisoned the other 2, called Maria and Juliet, against me by telling them that our parents would treat me better because I was a boy, which wasn't true. In fact, all 3 of them protested against me getting a room in the same floor as them, and my parents gave in. There was a spare room in the basement where I had to sleep now. This, however, led to them just making fun of me, calling me names like cellar rat and many more things. I just shrugged it off, assuming that's how siblings treat each other. But I realized that having my sleeping room in the basement somehow also affected the way my parents treated me. Sleeping down there felt like I was out of sight for them. They lost interest in me and I became less significant and important. While on the other hand, they started to focus more on my sisters. When I was 13, they completely lost interest in me. It was like I was a homeless person living in the basement. They missed all the appointments I had. They didn't care about my grades. They never even called me to eat. Sometimes I would come upstairs and see how they already took away the plates. If I was lucky, there were leftovers that I could eat. Do you think I got presents for my birthday? No, because they didn't even know my birthday in the first place. And last Christmas, they said they forgot to buy presents for me, saying they will go shopping with me the next few weeks to get me something, which, as you might expect, never happened. I don't feel despised towards my sisters. I'm glad they have a home where they are cared for and that they can feel loved. I just don't understand why they would adopt me if they just throw me away like a piece of paper. I think they just wanted to have this feeling to have a son for some time, but then they realized they could never love me like one of their own, and putting me into the basement was the last straw. That is when they completely banished me from their minds. And I just can't do this anymore. I decided to pack my things and leave. I will do it tonight. I will stay at a friend's house for a while and try to look for a job that hopefully gets me enough money so that I can rent an apartment. And after that, I will never look back. I decided to leave a letter behind in my room. I wouldn't be surprised if they never even find it, let alone notice that I'm even gone. I used a throwaway account for this, but I actually don't know why. I thought I don't want them to see this, but now that I think about it, I could send them this post. I don't even know why I even wrote this here in the first place. I feel so desperate. Maybe I want this because I hope that someone is interested in me and my story. And now for some advice before reading the update. Anonymous Forever says, make sure you take your birth certificate and social security card when you go. You'll need them. Also your high school diploma if you've graduated. Get a post office box for mail so that you can have things sent to you in one place of paper mail, so you don't have to worry that you can't get mail. This person also says, also see if the P.O. box can be used as a street address. In the US it's common, but I don't know about your location. Gunga-Galunga says, I agree with everything people are writing here. You can go online and for $1 or $2 you can have all the mail in your name forwarded to your new address. And just like others have said, get everything that relates to your identity. I wish you well and I hope you check back here to see the support many have offered. Please keep us updated because unlike your current family, we do care. I have a cousin who is adopted and I've always treated and loved him like my brother. No child should ever go through that which you have. As far as being on your own, there are so many jobs in the marketplace right now where you can build a career and at least become self-sufficient. Think of employers who also pay for college. UPS has a major hub in my city and they will pay a decent wage as well as cover tuition for higher education. Stay focused and driven. Then you can achieve anything. I wish you luck out there. Learn and grow from every experience you've had and will have in the years to come. Don't allow hate to fill your mind. Instead, try to focus on how you will live a different life than what was taught to you. Okay, enough of my dad talk. Seriously, man, take care of yourself and stay safe. Family is what and who you make it with. Please post back to let us know you're okay. Again, we care. Now for the updates. Update 1. I didn't expect to give you an update so quickly, but in the brief time span between my post yesterday and this one right here, so many things have happened that I have to update you right now. Let's start by what happened yesterday. First of all, I have never expected my post to blow up like this. This is absolutely insane. I tried to read all of your comments and answer all of your direct messages, but it's just too many. So I'm sorry if I ignored you. Many of you had great advice, such as taking all of my documents with me and go to the police, which I wanted to do today. Let's go through everything that happened chronologically. After reading through many comments, I decided to take my documents with me. So that evening, before my adoptive parents went to bed, I snuck into their bedroom and took all the documents that I could find and waited for nightfall. I packed my things and left when all of them were asleep. Everything went as planned. I silently left the house and went to my best friend's home. He had an apartment in a neighbor city, so I had to walk for a while. I arrived at his apartment between 2 and 3 a.m. He had a spare bedroom that he used for visitors who might want to stay for the night. We agreed that I could live with him as long as I want. He only expected me to find a job quickly, and if I do, that he would want me to help him pay for the rent. I was fine with that. I slept through the night, and at the morning, I started looking for jobs immediately. But now, a few hours, something more than interesting happened. While I was on his laptop looking through the online job advertisements and collecting them, the doorbell rang. He opened the door and I heard a familiar voice. But it wasn't one of my parents, it was one of my sisters. Maria, to be exact, the middle sister. I heard how she had asked if I was here. He wanted to lie for me, but I decided to talk to her to find out what she wanted. So I appeared behind him and she went, "Thank God you're here," and hugged me. I was completely overwhelmed and surprised and didn't know what to say, and then she told me how she found me, and this is where things get more interesting. She told me that this morning a way too familiar sounding story appeared on her TikTok For You page. Apparently my story was shared by a TikTok account who actually had a big audience, and she became even more suspicious of the situation when her and the name of her sisters were also mentioned. To be sure about the situation, she went into the basement and into my room, where she found the room mostly empty and, of course, my letter. I mentioned in the story that I would stay with a friend, so she went out looking for me, telling her parents she was about to visit a friend. She said that she drove to 2 different houses before finding the correct address. She apparently visited 2 other friends of mine before finding the correct apartment. Apparently, she took the letter with her. She said that she hasn't shown them the letter yet and wanted to talk to me first. No one besides her knew where I was or what I did last night. She apologized to me and offered to talk with her on my side to her parents. She explained the way that I talked about her in the original post made her feel bad. She said that she never hated me or anything. She admitted that she also protested against me having a room on their floor, but just because of Alicia's influence on her, and because she believed her lies when she was younger. Now that I think about it, unlike Alicia and Juliet, she never called me bad names. She said that Juliet probably also is just insufferable because of how Alicia manipulated her. She said that she never realized how bad I was treated. She never gave a second thought about me because Alicia spread rumors that I was just very socially awkward and overall didn't like any of them, and that I should just lock myself inside the basement like the worst introvert and all of that. And as a reason for her claim, she just reminded them that I was adopted, and that is why I would try to make myself the outsider. I said to her that this might explain why she and Juliet might have been like that to me, but not why my parents would have behaved that way. She replied that she also can just make claims here without any proof, but she thinks it's because even between them, Alicia is the golden child as the firstborn. Her and Juliet are only the failed attempts of them having a boy, and her being the golden child made it easier for her to manipulate both of them into believing the lies she told them. Then she said that she knows that mom and dad would be pretty easy to manipulate if you know how. And then she gave me 4 options. 1, I could come with her right now and talk with her to my parents. 2, she would let me think about it and leave but not tell my parents. 3, I refused to go back with her entirely, but she would tell them about the letter without telling them where to find me. 4, I refused to go back with her entirely, but she would pretend not to know anything but maybe stay in contact with me. I picked option 2 and she gave me her number. She said that if I decided to give them a chance, she would support me, but she would understand if I refused to. And now we are here. I don't know what to do. I would lie if I say that I wasn't tempted to give them a chance, but on the other hand, if it's true that Alicia is behind all of this, I don't know if I want to deal with her again. Update 2. I started this by saying that many of your comments suggested that Maria could have potentially manipulated me and that I shouldn't trust her just now, which I understand. I decided to stay with my friend, especially since I applied for so many jobs yesterday, and I think I could find one in no time. So there is no reason for me to get back with them as an 18-year-old. But these are just side facts. I wouldn't have given you an update if nothing had happened. Apparently my adoptive parents did realize I was gone recently, so they started looking for me. They are sure that Maria knew where I was, considering that she had my letter with her. I am only currently in contact with Maria, who told me all of this. Apparently my parents tried asking her about my whereabouts and grounded her after she refused to tell them. Yes, they grounded a 21-year-old. Couldn't believe it either. As many of you have suggested, I went to the police so they couldn't file a missing report about me. And meanwhile, Alicia started to spread rumors again. Apparently she used my disappearance as a proof that she was right with everything, and Juliet believes every single word. She is completely under Alicia's control. Even though I didn't want to see them again, I kind of want to give Maria a chance. I asked my friend if, hypothetically, Maria could stay with us too. He raised an eyebrow and said only if she wants to sleep on the couch. And then he asked me why I want her here in the first place. The thing is if she cares about me, then I don't want her to stay with this family. He was annoyed but said yes. I texted her asking if she'd consider to move out and offered her to stay with me and my friend. Before you say it, I know it seems like a way too quick decision, but I truly think that Maria is not like the rest of them. Many of you said that she probably wanted to save face, but someone wouldn't go through all of that to find me and then protect me by keeping my whereabouts a secret if they just wanted to save face. Considering that I never mentioned their last names or where they live, so it's not like anyone could have known it was her in real life. I honestly think that my story opened her eyes. She answered by asking if I was for real and that she wasn't sure. I reminded her that she is 21 and probably should think about moving out of her parents' house anyway, and that she was grounded at her age is pretty effed up. They treat their children like 10-year-olds even though they are adults. She said that she is not denying that she would like that because apparently Alicia also started spreading lies about her too because of how she behaves towards me. She overheard how she was talking to her friends about her and that she was called the complicit of a maniac. Still don't know why Alicia hates me so much, but I don't care about it. She said that she doesn't think it's a bad idea, but she wants to find a job to have financial stability first before moving out. And that was fair enough, and my friend was happier about this too. He said he isn't really excited of having another jobless person living with him, but he said that if she has a job, he gladly would help her. One more reason why I think that Maria moving out isn't a bad idea is because if both her and me have jobs, we could probably rent an apartment together in no time and would not have any financial problems. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's see what happens in our future. I want to mention one more thing. On my last post, some people were talking badly about the TikTok account that shared my story. Please don't talk badly about the account. They didn't know it would end like that, and I don't have a problem with anyone sharing my story. Thank you for reading. Edit. Some of you pointed out the situation with my friend. Believe me, if I wasn't sure he was okay with it, I would not have suggested it. He was unsure about the offer at first because I hadn't asked her before asking him, so of course he thought it was just another jobless person. But like I said, he is fine with it as long as she has a job, and I'm definitely grateful for what he is doing, and I will repay his kindness. Don't worry about that. What he does should not be taken for granted, and I know that. You're also right that offering her to live in his apartment is going to be a bit far. But like I said, he is an amazing person. I wouldn't do it if I knew he wasn't 100% okay with it. Update 3. I want to keep you updated, so here I am again. Today I got a call from Alicia, and apparently nothing is what it seems to be. I still try to process this call. I've been in contact with Maria for a few days, and I truly thought she was different, but she was just like the others. When I got the call today, it was an unknown number. I froze when I heard Alicia's voice. She screamed at me, saying that, "Who the hell do I think I am to talk about her like that?" We had a little argument, but somehow managed to calm down. I thought about hanging up, but I wondered what she wanted from me. She told me to grow up. I was never part of their family according to her, and that I should have known it since the beginning and stopped crying about it now when I could have done something about it the entire time. I admit I was angry and not very nice. I told her to go fuck herself and told her I was going to get Maria out of there too because both of us wouldn't deserve a life around someone like her. Then she said something I guess she shouldn't have said. She said that I was ridiculous because Maria was part of all this theater, and if I truly thought Mom and Dad cared about me. Then she accused me of trying to ruin her family and told me what really happened after I left. They tried to save their face. Maria hasn't told me the full story. Apparently it's true that she was the one who found my story on TikTok by accident, and she also found the letter first. In Maria's version of the story, she lied to Mom and Dad and told them she was about to visit her friend when she was looking for me, and they didn't know about it. But Alicia said that Maria told Mom and Dad immediately after finding my letter. This also answers the question how Maria knew about my friend's address. I never told this to anyone except my adoptive mom. They thought if they fooled me into thinking I had someone on my side, it would be easier for them to get to me because they assumed I probably wouldn't open the door for them. I couldn't believe it and asked why I would believe someone like her, to which she replied, "Who do you think gave me your number?" Then she demanded me to take down my post and hung up. Honestly, I kind of believe her, but it also proves that they are all the same. They try to manipulate me to get back with them to save their reputation. Many of you guys warned me about this, but even after everything that happened, I didn't want to believe someone could be this evil. But that's it. I will cut any contact with them. I am not taking my post down. Everyone deserves to know what these people are. I cannot believe I tried so desperately to see the good in them. Oh, some of you might want to know that I also apologized to my friend for offering room that wasn't mine to begin with. I understand your critique about this, and you are right. I crossed a line there. With that being said, the chapter Adoptive Dickhead Family is hopefully closed now. I try to focus on my life, and maybe someday I will find someone who truly loves me. I might keep you updated if anything is going to happen, but think this could as well be the last post of this throwaway account. Wish me luck. See ya. Last update. After the last update post, which I wanted to be the final update post, many people in the comments accused me of faking my story. They tried to find contradictions in my story to prove that I was lying and accused me faking for clout and Reddit karma, even though I don't really know what Reddit karma is. Me answering to their attempts of defamation gets downvoted. I'm not lying with anything. I wish all of them the best, but I don't want to have anything to do with this family. A few people pointed out that Juliet and Alicia made posts of their own, but apparently these posts got deleted because I cannot find them. I also can imagine they are just fake profiles and that they are not the real ones. You can post them under this post if they can be found somewhere. But no matter what they wrote, I'm sure that if they are real, they are trying to save their reputation by telling you lies. I would like to appeal to you to not believe anything that they say. The backlash on my last post and the people calling me a liar, however, is frustrating. And right now, I need some peace and focus on my life and things that feel good to me. I hope you can understand that I'm going to keep my account here for 2 days and then delete it. This way I can leave this behind and no one of the negative comments can accuse me of hiding anything or doing it for clout or Reddit karma, and everyone should be able to read my story before it gets deleted. To those who support me, I want to thank you so much. I felt safe enough to share my story and even update you. When I made the first post, I never thought it would reach so many people. So thank you all so much. Edit. Okay, I just found Juliet's post on the same TikTok page that shared my story, and this post is completely fake. My name has not been as suggested in this post. It's more like a fan fiction of my story where someone who has nothing to do with her family tried to add their perspective, and the situations that were described there never happened. It's not even that they happened, it's just a different perspective. No, it's completely made up. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.